What is up, guys, and welcome back to the podcast. And today, I hope you had a Merry Christmas today. I hope you spent a good time with your family and stuff. I got a new chair, so I'm more comfortable doing these now. So that's a W. I got other stuff too, but the chair is mainly meant for my podcast, so it's more comfortable here. I got a new gaming chair for my podcast, and just so I can use it in my room. Pretty sick. But today, let me update the title because today we are going to be looking. Since there's no NHL or USHL games yesterday or today, or tomorrow, I guess for that matter, we're going to be going over some of my hot takes for this year. Okay, so the title. Some of my hot takes for the 2024 through 2025 NHL season. Okay, so yeah, we're gonna look at some of my hot takes for the season. 3 of them off the top of my head are gonna come in the playoffs, and I'm gonna have to think of other ones during the regular season, just stuff like that. I could also think of ones for players. Some of these are gonna be scorching hot. Some of these are going to be like, man, that makes sense. You know, that makes some sense. But not everybody would agree, but it makes a lot of sense. Kind of thing. So if you disagree with me, it is what it is. If you agree with me, it is what it is. And then after I'm done with some of my hot takes, because I don't have a bunch of them, I'm gonna do what I was gonna do yesterday. But I'll do today. I'm gonna go on moneypuck.com online. You can do it on your browser too. You can go Google, Google Chrome, Safari, Bing, if anybody uses that, I don't know. But whatever browser you use, you can go ahead on there, search up moneypuck.com in your browser, and then you can go look at hockey NHL stats, and we're gonna go look at MoneyPuck. Gonna go explore MoneyPuck for a while, and it's a good resource to have, and we're probably gonna use it down the line. We're gonna look at a bunch of random NHL stats. So let's get to the main purpose of this podcast, and just look over some of my hot takes here. I do not have them written down, but let's just open up MoneyPuck before I go, because I'm not gonna have anything visual up to represent my hot takes. So we're just gonna open up MoneyPuck. Might as well. MoneyPuck, just like this. So if you ever want to search it up, thank you, Deb, for joining. I'm glad you had a good Christmas. Just search up moneypuck.com or Google Chrome, Safari, whatever you use. Moneypuck.com. And bang, here we are. Moneypuck.com. Shout out to moneypuck.com on just the website. Go ahead, check it out. It's very, very good and useful for game odds, playoff odds. You can look at those, see if I agree with those. Power rankings based on power score and everything. Teams, players, goalies, lines, the betting odds, standings, glossary, data, and just random stuff. And it explains in depth about every single thing, so you know what it's talking about, like what every single stat means. So it's very descriptive, it's very detailed, and explains everything to you as easy and simple as it can. So we're gonna have this open while I go over some of my NHL hot takes, and then we're gonna go look at the playoff odds, power rankings probably, some team stats, goalie stats, and and then we're gonna end off with the standings. Those are the main things I like to look at always, so we're gonna look at it through here. So without further ado, let's go in. Before I even start, I do want to say, bro, I'm so much uncomfortable in this chair. My goodness, this is a W chair, by the way. It's a mainly black chair, but it has red on the head, and a little bit of gray. And I have a headrest and a back thing for the bottom of my back. The reclines and everything. It's so good. It's so good. So I'm gonna be so much more comfortable in this chair. W chair. Okay, so, and I have a new mouse pad too, Dubuque Fighting Saints, of the USHL. It's bigger, so I can actually move around my mouse. I have a bunch of other stuff that I really like too, but I do not need to share that. At least it has something to do with my podcast. I did get new headphones. Yes, so I can listen to my podcast better if I ever want to listen to it, which I'm not right now, but if I ever wanted to, I can. But I got a bunch of other stuff that I really like, but those are the main things that I did. That was an upgrade for my podcast. But yeah, now he's got like a 5 minute, literally 5 minute and 43 second intro. Not really intro, but just me talking. But let's get into some of my NHL hot takes. We're gonna start out with a bit. Okay, so I have 3 off the top of my head. Okay, we're gonna go with 1. Right here. Quinn Hughes is, in my eyes, the number 1 defenseman in the NHL. Now, a lot of people came to this conclusion, but a lot of people also disagree. And, it's reasonable. Offensively, Quinn Hughes is just as good. Actually, he's a decent amount better than Cale Makar consistently on offense. Defensively, he's a million times better defensively. Good evening to you, Doug. Thank you for joining. But Quinn Hughes is a million times better defensively than Cale Makar. You can look at the statistics. We can look at the statistics here since we're on Money Puck, which has a bunch of stats we're going to look over in a minute anyways. We're going to look over the playoff odds, power rankings, teams, goalies, and standings. We just go over a bunch of stuff, but I just explained this. But, yeah, I think that he's a lot better on both ends of the ice. And if you look, the difference between when how the Canucks play, when Quinn Hughes is on the playing on the ice compared to when he's not on the ice, it's a drastic difference. And you can also look at Cale Makar's stats and the way he plays with versus without Nathan MacKinnon. That's a drastic difference as well. I think Quinn Hughes is quite a decent amount better than Cale Makar. And he's officially, in my eyes, the number 1 defenseman in the NHL. And when I do my top 20 defensemen, and your top 10 or whatever, I do probably top 20 defensemen in the NHL during the offseason. At least something drastic happens before offseason. I'll put Quinn Hughes at number 1. I think a lot of people came to that conclusion, but some people disagree, and I'm just gonna say it before everybody agrees. Yeah, that's pretty fair, right? Yeah. Number 2, I think not everybody, but a lot of people also agree with me on this one, that I think Kirill Kaprizov is going to win the Hart Trophy this season. Now, a lot of people think it might be McDavid. Nathan MacKinnon could go back-to-back, and Nikita Kucherov can win it. But the odds-on favorite is Kirill Kaprizov, but a lot of people also think, no, it should not be Kirill Kaprizov. But I think it's going to be Kirill Kaprizov, and I think he deserves it. Reasons are, first of all, I think he's going to get top 3 in points at very least. He's going to be getting a lot of Rocky Richard. He's going to be pretty close to winning the Rocky Richard, which is most goals in the NHL. And I think he has the least amount of help. If you think McDavid, obviously he carries Zach Hyman in a lot of ways, but he does have Zach Hyman. I'm not saying that sounds bad. That makes it sound like Zach Hyman's the reason why McDavid's good. I'm not saying that. I'm saying he's better than Matt Zuccarello. I'm going to be 100% honest with you. And Nathan MacKinnon has Mikko Rantanen and Cale Makar. Nikita Kucherov is Braden Point and Jake Guentzel. And Hagel on the power play. Who else is top contender? Those guys. Kirk Kaprizov is Matt Zuccarello and Joel Eriksson Ek. They both can get you 70-ish points, 70, 80 points, but that's about it. The rest of the Braden Point can get you 100-plus points and 40 or 50 goals. Cale Makar can get you 100 points if the defenseman's want to know, sometimes if you feel like it, Mikko Rantanen can get as a 50-goal scorer for McKinnon. McDavid, Zach Hyman's a 55, I think, goal scorer. 55 goal scorer last year. Aaron Natchez, a 100-point scorer. He doesn't have anywhere near as much help as any of the other 3 main contenders for the Hart Trophy this year, which is the MVP of the NHL, in case you didn't know. But yeah, I think he has a significant case to win the Hart Trophy this year. If he keeps up this pace, he's going to, and I think he's going to keep up around this pace. And I think he's going to win the Hart Trophy, and I think he 100% deserves to win the Hart Trophy. And I hope he does win the Hart Trophy. Because I do like Kirill Kaprizov, even though I'm a Blackhawks fan. When he plays the Blackhawks, I despise him. But outside of that, I do really like Kirill Kaprizov, and I hope he does win it for his own sake, because he 100% deserves it. And I would really solidify himself as the top superstar of Minnesota, too. So, there. I think that's that. Do we got any other one? The Vezna's pretty obvious. Connor Hellebuyck's gonna win it. It's pretty obvious. Should we just jump straight into my playoff ones? Jump straight into playoffs. Okay, I got 4 hot takes for the playoffs here. 4 hot takes for the playoffs. Let's get straight into a pretty hot take. The Minnesota Wild are pretenders. They are not contenders, and I do not believe in this team at all. I got big reasons here. Okay. First of all, I believe in the goaltending. I love the goaltending. Second of all, I do like their defense. Offense. I love Kirill Kaprizov. I think he's going to win the Hart. But outside of Kirill Kaprizov, they don't have a secondary scoring star. Joel Eck can get you 70 to 80 points, but he's more of a defensive two-way forward. Matthew Carell, 70 to 80 points. He's not the guy that you want to be a secondary scorer. Marco Rossi, nope. Matt Boldy, nope. They don't have their secondary top scorer. The penalty kill is strong, definitely concerning. And I just don't believe in this team. I think if they play Winnipeg, they'll probably lose to Winnipeg. They'll lose to Colorado. They'll probably honestly lose to Dallas Stars, which will be in my next hot take here. They'll lose to Edmonton. They'll lose to Vegas. I think they would lose to Vancouver. I think they would probably beat Los Angeles. Los Angeles. Neither here nor there. So yeah, they would lose to basically every team in the Western Conference, basically in my opinion, besides Los Angeles, and that's about it. I think the other teams in the West are more built for the playoffs. I think next year when the Wild get $14 million off dead cap space off of it, and they get $14 million extra in cap space because the dead $14 million in dead cap is gonna shed off. I think they'll be top contenders next year, but this year I don't believe in this team. That's 1. 2, I believe the Dallas Stars are going to be a first-round exit, except if they play Minnesota. If they play Winnipeg, Colorado, Vegas, Edmonton, Vancouver. Yeah, those 5 teams. Except if they play Minnesota or Los Angeles, I think they'll beat them. If they play the other 5 teams that I just mentioned, I think they're going to lose. First of all, Jason Robertson and Wyatt Johnson have not been stepping up. I think Wyatt Johnson's going to be playing slightly better, but Jason Robertson had 1 good season, and besides that season, he really hasn't been that guy. He's super slow, and I don't think he's really that guy. The right defense is really concerning for Dallas. I think it's been fine now. It's been really good actually right now. But come playoff time, it's a huge black hole, and it's going to be a problem. Otter's a great goaltender. I think Otter could steal him a couple games. I think Otter is going to be a difference maker. I think Otter could steal him a series or 2. Offense is pretty decent besides Jason Robertson, who's not their number 1 star in my opinion. It's probably Rope Hintz at this point. It's probably Miro Heiskanen, but if we're talking offensively strictly, it's probably Rope Hintz, honestly, at this point. Logan Stankoven's been taking a step up. Johnson, if he can pick up his step. But it's not Robertson. He had 1 good year when he had 110 points, which is a ridiculous season, but he hasn't been the same guy since. And he's really slow. Look at the metrics, he's really slow, and I don't think he's that guy, and I just don't believe in the Dallas right side of the defense, and Jason Robertson, that was a difference maker, and I don't really believe in him. What else do we have here? Okay. I have 2 other scorching hot takes here, okay? Number 2, ooh. Okay, number 1 is the hottest take probably, and I had since the beginning of the season, like actually during the off season when I made final season predictions, I had this hot take for a while. Number 2 I had like first like 2 months into the season I started having it, and then I kind of started having my doubts, but I'm still sticking with it. Let's get into that one. The second biggest hot take is that the Carolina Hurricanes win the Stanley Cup this season. Okay, that sounds bad, and because you think they have to get past Washington and New Jersey if they're gonna want to do that, which is very unlikely. I think this team is going to pull in something that they haven't been having. I think they're going to play similar to what they played the first 20 to 25 games, specifically like the first 20 games, and they're going to have that high-flying offense. I think they're going to have the high-flying power play, defense top 5 in the league. The offense is going to be what they've been missing, the offense, and I think they're going to find that. They're going to dig deep down, and they're going to find that offense. They're going to do great offense, great defense, assuming Freddie Anderson's healthy. I think Freddie Anderson is a Stanley Cup winning goaltender, in my opinion. I think even if Peter Kochetkov plays, I still think they might be able to do it, but especially if Freddie Anderson's healthy. This team's really, really complete. If they can get the offense to stay consistent, I believe they will, and I think they're going to find a way to get past Ovechkin in the Capitals. I think they're going to find a way. I know they're going to be underdogs in this series versus the Devils, but I think they're going to find a way to get it done in 7 games, just like they're going to do against Washington, in my opinion. I don't think they're going to play Washington in the first round, actually. I think it's going to be the Devils that's going to have to get past Washington, in my opinion, because I think the Hurricanes are going to win the Metro. That's how high I am on the Hurricanes this season. But I think, overall, I think this team has the possibility. It's either this team's going to be a first-round exit, or this team's going to win the Stanley Cup. It depends what team we're going to get here, and I think we're going to get that Stanley Cup type of team, and I think they're going to finally get past the Eastern Conference for the first time in 10, 15 years-ish. And they're going to get over that hump, and then they're going to win the Cup. They're going to win the Cup in 7 games over Vegas. That's one of my big hot takes. That's close second. 2 of my biggest hot take being the Toronto Maple Leafs defeat the Florida Panthers. Oh, wait. I kind of spoiled it. The Maple Leafs beat the Lightning in 6 games in the first round. They beat the Panthers in 7 games in the second round. And then they go on to the Eastern Conference Finals to eventually lose the Hurricanes. This Leafs team has been missing something for a while that I believe they covered up. First of all, the offense, it's good enough to win Stanley Cup. I'll say that. But the defense has been missing that depth, kind of. But they have Morgan Riley, who's been having a bit of a down year. I think he's going to pick it up. I think Chris Tanev is a great defensive defenseman who has some of the most blocks in the entire NHL, and Oliver Ekman is a fantastic number 2 or number 3 defenseman. That those 2 free agent signings is literally what they needed. The defensive depth is good too. Jake McCabe's a good bottom 3-ish defenseman, bottom 4 defenseman, bottom 3, bottom 4-ish defenseman. I think this team, if it can stay healthy, most importantly, he obviously goes with every team, but has the possibility of doing it. Craig Berube has a structure that's more physical and more defensive-minded than what Sheldon Keefe did. And I think that's also going to help the Leafs. I think Austin Matthews being captain is going to help the Leafs. And I really believe in Anthony Stolarz and Joseph Woll. Assuming they split in the playoffs, you even Anthony Stolarz as a starter or whatever, I believe in this goaltending tandem. And I believe in this team in every which way. And I think they're finally going to get over the playoff hump and make the Eastern Conference Finals with Hurricanes. That is my big hot take. I had the Leafs beating the Panthers since before the season. I did have them. I think I had them losing to New Jersey. Then I eventually had them going to the Cup final, losing to Edmonton. But I did kind of tone back on that because that was a little bit crazy. I mean, this is crazy, but that was really crazy. I was really high on the Devils coming in this season. I'm still very high on them. If they make it to if the Devils make it to the Stanley Cup final, I wouldn't be surprised at all. I'd be like, oh yeah, well, that makes sense. They're probably, between them and the Panthers, are probably the favorites to make it to the Cup final, and it's the odds-on favorite is going to be the Eastern Conference Finals. It's probably going to be Florida Panthers and the New Jersey Devils. My hot take is the Hurricanes knock off the Devils, and then the the Leafs knock off the Panthers. That's the end of that. But now since we got 20 minutes of intro and about 6 minutes of it, 6 minutes ish of intro, and then about 14 minutes of my hot takes. Let's get into the stats from moneypuck.com website. So if you want to look at the playoff odds for every NHL team, we're not gonna I'm not gonna say them all because I don't want to be here all day. Just saying NHL team playoff odds, but you can look at them and then I'll just go over like big ones to be like I agree or disagree or whatever. And then I don't think we'll know the power rankings. I don't think we're gonna do that. I think you can look at power rankings anywhere really. We'll look at team statistics. I think we're going to look at player statistics, we're going to look at goalie statistics, and then we're going to look at standings, and then we're out of here. So, we're going to go to playoff odds first, and then when we're done with that, we're going to go to teams, and then we're going to go to players, and then we're going to goalies in the standings. So, we're going to look at 5 categories. Should we look at this graph, or should we look at the big circle, the pie thing? I think we'll look at the circle. It's more like you can see it. You can see all the teams on here. Again, I don't want to get in trouble with MoneyPuck, so shout out to moneypuck.com, just our website. Can I zoom out? That'd be kind of clutch. Okay, I wish I could zoom out. I'm trying to zoom out. It's not zooming out. It's not what I wanted to do. I'm about to search up how do I zoom out because that's not. I need to zoom out so you guys can see this. Someone play the Jeopardy waiting music. How do I zoom out on laptop? Press and hold Control key and press the minus your plus button. Oh, that makes sense. Where's the plus button? It's the plus button. Now it just doesn't want to cooperate with me. Alright, buddy. Why did this... That's very disappointing. Why did you just close out my... Is this still recording? I hope your studio is open, but did it just end stream? Okay, I still think we're streaming. We're streaming still. I have it up on my phone. Are we streaming still, guys? Are we live? Type yes if we're still streaming. I can see chat on my phone. Because it's working for me on my phone, but I don't know for sure. Okay, we're good. That completely closed my Opera browser. That's not zooming out. That's not zooming out. That's completely zooming out of my Opera browser. That's what just happened. Well, at least we're still streaming. I'm surprised we're still streaming. I thought it would just end stream. OBS Studio still open, so I mean, I guess, but now it's gonna take years to load. Jeez. Now we're just loading everything back up because everything decided to close. Now I'm just opening. Okay. What's going to look beside that? Oh yes, Doug. I do predict the Wild to make the playoffs. Yes, I do believe in them in a regular season. I do like them regular season wise, but I don't like them come playoff time. I think there's a bunch of other teams that are better. Okay, I have chat back open on my monitor, my second monitor. I'm so glad that didn't end stream. I thought for sure that I was about to end stream. That's why I wouldn't be so panicked before if I knew it wasn't gonna end stream. I would be like, okay, I'll just open it back up. But it not end stream. I did not have to deal with the hassle of doing all that again because I was like literally 25 minutes, and I did a pretty good job here at the beginning. There's 25 minutes of stream. I have to do all that over again because I really hope it doesn't crash it again. I don't know if it crashed or if it just like I pressed the wrong button. I don't know which one happened, but you know what? We'll try one more time here. Oh, I think we need to zoom out like one more time. Oh my God, we did it. Wait, nope. I need to zoom out like one more time. One more time. Oh, we did it. Dubs. Here's every team's chance to, on top, to make the playoffs. Every team's chance in the second circle. So the top circles make playoffs, as you can see here. Second circle is every team's chance to win. You make it to the second round, so get past the first round. And in the third circle is every team's chance to make the conference finals. This fourth circle is every team's chance to make it to the Stanley Cup final and win the conference championship. And this is the chance that every team to win the Stanley Cup. Every team's the main contenders to win the cup. You know, the teams that are actually have more than a 2% chance to make the playoffs. You kind of need to make the playoffs to make the Stanley Cup final. So, okay. Do I agree or disagree with most of these? The Leafs pretty fair. Winnipeg just 99% is a little bit crazy. I wouldn't say 99% because they've shown clear flaws. There's like 50 games left, and they've shown clear signs of like they could fall down, and they did. I feel like the Winnipeg Jets should have like a 95.6% chance to make the playoffs. 99 is a little crazy. I don't think that's a little bit exaggerated. But again, they also won like 16-1 to start the season or something, so I was kind of impressed if they missed it. The Wild, their playoff chances need to go up. Their playoff chances 100% need to go up. The Wild need to go up to like 71. They have the goaltenders, they have the defense, and they have Kirill Kaprizov, and they have other good outside pieces besides Kirill Kaprizov for the regular season. Come playoff time, I think it's a little bit different story, but it's not playoff time right now. So I think they go up to like 71-ish% for Minnesota to make the playoffs. I think that's pretty fair. I think also the Colorado Avalanche, 79 is pretty accurate. Vancouver should go up to like 65-ish, probably, maybe even higher, like 67-ish, because Vancouver's had pretty bad puck luck and they've been getting a lot of high danger chances. So if they can get better puck luck, they'll start winning more games. So I think 65 to 68-ish% would make more sense. 56 is a little bit too low for me. Edmonton 97.5 makes sense. Los Angeles 91.4. I would go down to like 86.3. I think 86.3 because his team again shown clear flaws. But 91%, that's a really high chance to make the playoffs. Like, yeah. Vegas at 99.1%. I would go down to like 96.9. 96.8 or something like that. 99 again. A 99% chance to make the playoffs. You gotta be like, in 35 games into the season, you have to have like 57 points. You have a 99% chance to make the playoffs. You have to like do something drastic. At this point, the Winnipeg Jets have 51 points in 36 games. In 36 games, to have a 99% chance, in my opinion, you need to have like close to 60 points. Like 60 points to have a 99% chance to make the playoffs. Because I think Vegas should have like a 96 point. Nah, like 97.4. 97.4. 99 again. 99's a little bit. Carolina, I think, should have like a 93, not 94.6 because they've shown flaws and they've been on a pretty big downhill slow. Yes, there's 82 games in regular season. Good, great questions. Thank you for the questions. But yeah, they've been on a bit of a downhill spiral, but they could also go back up at any moment. So I would say like 94.6, whatever I said before. The Devils, I would go down to like 95.7 because they have so many. They have a couple more games than everybody else, so I could see them go downhill. And the Capitals again, 99.8% for the Capitals is way too much. It's way too much. The Capitals should have like a 96.5. So they're 96 because the Capitals again, they've shown a bit of flaws, and they are really far ahead of everybody, and they have quite a significant point percentage. But they should have like at least 60 plus points to have a 99.8% chance to make the playoffs. They have to be like so far ahead of everybody else that would be nearly impossible to miss the playoffs. They have to be so far ahead of everybody else. You're at least everybody else in the division at the very least. And they're not. They're neck and neck with the Devils, and then they're only like 6 points ahead of the Hurricanes, and they're like tied in points with the Devils with like 2 or 3 less games played. They're not far ahead of anybody. They're actually tied with the Devils. They have better point percentage than everybody in the league, but they're not far ahead points-wise or point percentage-wise. They're not that far ahead. They're not far ahead enough to have basically 100% chance to make the playoffs. That's ridiculous. Bruins 85% makes sense. Lightning should go down to like a 92.5 because they're in a wild card spot right now. They're wild card 1 right now. They do have games in hand over Boston, but again, I think Lightning should have like a 93-ish percent because they are the wild card 1 right now, and they could definitely miss the playoffs. There's no way they only have a 3.2% chance to miss the playoffs. No way. The Leafs have a 90.9%. That makes sense. Panthers 98.5 makes sense. Stars have an 88.7 makes sense. That's kind of that. You can go back on my stream, pause it. You pause it now, and then kind of catch up whenever you're ready. You'll just go into moneypuck.com to go look at these. You have options if you want to continue to look at these, but we are going to look at some team statistics. We're going to look at some team statistics. We're just going to look at some of the big statistics here. We're going to look at expected goal differential. Expected goal differential. So the Devils are expected to have the best goal differential in the NHL right now, statistically speaking here. That's interesting. That's very interesting. Have a scroll over here. Like this, I'm assuming. Go. Goals against above expected. The Flyers have 18 goals against above expected. So they have expected to let up a certain amount of goals, and they have 18 more goals against and above what expected. So that means they've been having they have a lot of goals against, more than they should. Same thing with the Penguins, Panthers, Avalanche. See, the Panthers, they're playing great defense. That stat right there also really proved that the Panthers are playing good defense, but Bob's not doing that good. So PDO is luck. The Lightning have some of the best luck. That also goes to why I think they should lower the playoff percentage. The Washington Capitals have some of the best luck right now. This is basically just a luck stat. Again, 99.8% chance to make the playoffs for a team that has the second most luck in the league right now, basically, by this. Their shooting percentage plus save percentage. Winnipeg Jets, the Wild. The Wild are playing really good defense, though, so I'm sorry about that. But the Wild are playing really good defense, so that's interesting. Save percentage on goal. Nah. Goals for per 60. So this is the best offense, excluding overtime. So the Lightning have the most. They have about 3 goals per every 60 minutes. So do the Capitals. A little bit less than that to Knights. Same with the Knights as the Blue Jackets. Blue Jackets have a top 4 offense in the league in this statistic. That's pretty crazy. I knew they had good offense, but I didn't know they had that good of offense. 4th best goals per 60. Hurricanes 5. I'm telling you, dude, they can do this during the playoffs. Maybe start winning some road games. Maybe goals against per 60. Kind of defense statistic, maybe a little bit. No, we want the least amount. We want the best of the best. The Wild have the least amount. The Wild have 1.82 goals against per 60. That means they have lockdown defense and great goaltending. Same thing with the Kings. That makes sense. Jets, yep. Leafs, yep. Flames is actually kind of shocking. Devils, yep. Hockey Club, really? Islanders? Yeah. Expected goals for per 60. Who has the most expected goals? Carolina. Bang. Now my predictions are looking really, really good right now. They're expected to have 3 goals per 60. That is the most in the NHL right now. Number 2 is the Devils, which you're going to have to get through if they want to go to the Cup, in my opinion. But, yeah, 3 wow. Number 1, 2, and 3 in expected goals. So the most expected goals for per 60 in the entire NHL. Number 1, 2, and 3 are all in the Metropolitan Division. That division is so stacked, top 3-wise. Do you think defense wins the Stanley Cup? Do you think offense does? Oh, no, definitely defense, because that's why I think Vegas is going to go to the Cup, because I think they're going to be, which they specialize in shutting down superstars, so I think they're going to be able to get past McDavid and Nathan McKinnon because of that. It's definitely defense, but if you don't have an offense, you're not going to do anything. Which is my problem with the Kings and the Wild, but if you don't have a defense, you're not doing anything, in my opinion, which is the problem with one of some really good offensive teams that have no defense. Not really much, honestly. I would say the Leafs in years past, but this year I think they have good defense, too. Expected goal differential. So who has the best goal differential per 60? So this would be the best offense and defense combined, basically. So this is how many this is the expected goal differential, which is the difference between how many goals for and how many goals allowed. So if you win 4-1, your goal differential will be 3. But if you lose 4-1, your goal differential will be -3. Because you let up 3 more goals than you scored. Hopefully that gives you a little bit more of an explain. So the Kings, Devils, and Hurricanes. So the Hurricanes are the 3rd best. Devils are the 2. So the Hurricanes and the Devils are really like top 3, at least top 5, but maybe even around top 3. Basically every single good statistic. So I mean my prediction's looking pretty good. I didn't even look at the stats here right now. I want to look at, let's say, 2 more stats here. What are 2? I want to look at high danger shots for. The last time I checked, the Devils had the most high danger shots for. High danger shots for. We're going to look at this. You have the Devils, Penguins, Blue Jackets, the Kings, and the Capitals. Hurricanes are 6, the Devils are 1. What are the most high danger shots against? The Ducks, that makes sense. Canadians, that makes sense. Sharks. The Vegas Golden Knights have the 4th most high danger shots against. Yeah, they need to clean that up. That's pretty bad. Okay, that was 2 statistics there. I want to look at some players here. Look at some players. Okay. What should we look at? I want to look at some statistics that really separate everybody from one another. Separate the good from the bad. The great from the good. No. Never mind. Why my computer running so slow? It just froze. I love when my computer decides to freeze. It is not running today. Okay, it does not want me to look at player statistics on the goalies. It does not want me to look at player statistics. So no, you're not looking at it. Save percentage above expected. Who has the best save percentage above expected? Well, there's a bunch of players that played one game. No, we don't want that. We don't want that. Minimum of like, how many games did each team play? Like 35. We want a minimum of like 20 games, right? That'd be starters. 18 games. That's fair. That's fair. 18 games. Velge could really be carrying the hockey club. Heather Buck makes sense. What are the goals against average better than expected? So what are these? The Georgiev is worse. But minus 5.52 and the same Swayman is minus 0.45. That's terrible. Like, that's bad. You know what? Let's go ahead and go over the standings real quick. We'll look at standings and then we're out of here. My podcast for tomorrow. What's the idea for tomorrow's podcast? Every NHL team's future graded. It's a good idea. And then Friday, I need an idea for Friday. Wait, no, I don't, because I'm going to review USHL game. And Saturdays is going to be pre-recorded. I completely forgot to mention that. That Saturday podcast is going to be pre-recorded. I already let you guys know on Facebook, but Saturday is going to be pre-recorded. And I also have, I'm going to have basketball coming up for my school. So from January 13th to like February 28th, I think, I'm going to have like 2 to 3 podcast episodes per week be pre-recorded. I'm going to be 100% honest with you. I'm going to say that right now. 2 to 3 podcast episodes per week from January 13th to February 18th. I'm going to have 2 to 3 podcast episodes per week be pre-recorded. Just so you guys know. So I'm going to be here for like 4 to 5. And then you're not going to even... You're going to see me, like, be pre-recorded for, like, 2 to 3. So, yeah. Let's look at the Atlantic Division standings. Let's look at everybody's trajectory right here. The Panthers are going slightly down. The Leafs are going down. I think they'll come back up, though. I think right now, they lost versus Winnipeg. So they were winning. They won against Buffalo. See, they went on a pretty big streak here, if you can tell. They won versus New Jersey Devils in overtime. That was a crazy game. They won versus Anaheim. There were like 3 teams that jumbled there. They beat St. Louis. Yeah, they beat St. Louis. I don't know if that's them. They beat Buffalo. They beat Dallas. They beat Buffalo again. And then now they come down here. They lose to New York 6-3. And then they just lost Winnipeg in the most recent game. Both are in Toronto, may I add. They will be fine. They're going to start winning again. They're fine. That is what it is. The Panthers, I think they're going to start winning again too. They won 2 games ago versus Tampa, and then they lost the most recent game to Tampa. In the 36th save, Jonas Johansson shut out my head. They played great that game. They just got shut out by Jonas Johansson, which is kind of crazy. So yeah, the Lightning won the most recent game versus Florida. But see, they lost versus Edmonton. And then they won versus Calgary. They beat Seattle. They beat Columbus. They beat St. Louis. They beat Buffalo. Wait, that's never mind. Really wrong team there. Yeah, they beat Columbus. They lost versus Detroit. That was bad. They lost versus Detroit somehow. And then they started going downhill a little bit. They lost versus Florida, and then they beat Florida in the most recent game. So they're going up here. I think they'll start winning too. Yes. The Bruins, they look at. That's the beginning of the season now. Like, they were pretty bad. They went up, down, up, down. They went down here, lost to Carolina. Then they started going, up, down, way down here when they lost to Columbus. That was pretty bad. But the 20-game mark. And then they started going up, down, up for the next four games, down for 2 games, back up for about 2 games, stayed about there for that game, and then went back up for the past 3 games. 2 to 3 games. They're a very streaky team. Ottawa is pretty up and down, and then they just went a 6-game win streak, all the way up, and then they lost the most recent game, so it's starting to go back down. Canadians are going down. The Red Wings are going way down. They've been going down. And then the Sabres, yeah, they started up here. Going to beat San Jose in about the 22nd game of the season, and then they went literally a 13-game losing streak all the way down here. And then they just won the most recent game with the New York Islanders 7-1. See, the Sabres were on the bottom for a while. You can see the teams that are clearly on top. Panthers, Leafs, Lightning. Bit of a step down with the Bruins, and then the Senators, and then a huge step down. Canadians, Red Wings, Sabres. You can see what each team here is ranked. Let's go down to the Metro, I believe, yes. Capitals, you can see the Capitals. The Capitals were about here for about the 17-game mark. They went down for 2 games. They went up for about 4 games. They were for that game. They went back up for 4 games. They went down for 2 games. They went back up for 2 games and went back down in the most recent game. Again, this team's pretty streaky too. This team will go on a huge streak, and then they're going to a 2-game skid, and then they'll start winning again. The Devils here, they started off good. They went downhill a little bit. They went slightly up. They went back down. They went slightly up. They went pretty decently down. They went back up. They went down again. They went up for 3 games. They went down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up. Okay, this team's pretty streaky too, I guess, apparently. Carolina's actually pretty streaky. They started off really, really good. They got off to a huge, remember that? In the first 13, what was this, the 13th game? 12 games. They were on fire. They were absolutely on fire. Then they lost, and then they won, then they lost. And then they won for the next 4 games. They lost 2. They won 2. They lost 3. They won 1. They lost 1. They won 1. They lost 1. They won 2. They lost 1. They won 1. They lost 1. You see, there's a bit of a skid here. That'll be fine though. What else are we looking at here? Oh yeah, the New York Rangers. Wow, they fell. If you look at here, they started off. They were good. They were right in the mix. They were right behind Carolina at this point. They were slightly above Washington, and they were above New Jersey, and they was right on par with Carolina. After that win versus Vancouver, and then the losses to Calgary set it all off. And then they went down for 5 games. They went up. They went down again. They went up. They went down for 3 games. They went up. They went down for another 3 games. They went up, and they went down for another 2 games. They're on a 2-game right now. It's pretty bad. Pittsburgh, look at how far down they were. Their 23rd game. They're going to go drastically up for the last 4-ish games. They went down, they went up, they went down, they went up, down, up. The Penguins are right about here. They're actually doing decent, way better than what they were. The Flyers are about here. The Flyers are way down. Started off terribly. Went up for one game. Went back down. Went up for a little bit. Went down. Went up. Went up for quite a decent amount. Went down for a decent amount. Up for quite a bit. Down. Down. Down even more for the pit. And then went back up again. They went back down quite a drastic a bit. And then they won the most recent game. Flyers pretty shaky too. Islanders, yeah, they're just mid. The Penguins, yeah, we just saw them. And then the Blue Jackets here. The Blue Jackets are right there, dude. Like they started off good. They started really good. They went down. They went drastically downhill. They went up. They went back down. They went up, up, and then they went here. They were right here. Right, they were like what, fifth, I think, in the Metro. 23 games. They went down, down, up, down, down, about there. Win, loss, usually. Down, down, up, stayed, up. Yeah. See, the Islanders on a Jurassic downhill fall right now. Central Division. Winnipeg Jets. See, look at dude. You see what I'm saying, bro? What I mean by this? Like, my goodness, Winnipeg Jets. First 8 games, they went 8-0. They lost to the Toronto Maple Leafs here. They went up. 16 games through, 15-1. They lost this is Tampa. They lost this is Florida. They won 2 games. They went down. They went up. They went down. This was the skid I'm talking about. Starting the 23rd game, and then let me look at the Jets. He lost again the 24th game, 25th game. They took a big L in Dallas. And then the 26th game, they also lost. They won a 4-game losing streak. Then they won a 2-game win streak. They went down. They went back up. They were starting to go back up. Right here, the peak versus San Jose, where they won. They lost again versus Anaheim. That was pretty bad. They lost to Troy Terry. Remember that Troy Terry game winner? And then they beat Minnesota, which is pretty 5-0, smacked them, and then they just beat Toronto in the most recent game. So they're starting to go back uphill for sure. Minnesota here, they were up pretty shaky to start there, and then they went up, down 1 game, up, down 1 game, up, down 1 game, back up, down 1 game again, up, and then they went down for like about a 4-game skid, and then they won the most recent game. The Wild were doing really good. They would lose 1 game, they would win 4 games, they would win 1 game, they would win another 3 games, but now they lost 4 games in a row, and now they won the most recent game. That's kind of what's going on in the Wild right now. Again, this is all on moneypuck.com, by the way, if you're wondering. Dallas Stars here. See, they started off pretty slow. You see, they went down, up for like 3 games. They went back down, up for 2 games, down for 2 games, up for 3 games, down for 2 games, up for 1 game, down for a game, up for 2 games, down for 2 games, and then they won their most recent game as Utah. Pretty streaky team too. Avalanche, they started off bad because of York. Yeah, they hit a pretty pit. They went up again, up, down a little bit, up, down. They went down here. The loss versus Edmonton. In the 25th game, they went up, down, up for 3 games, down, down, and then up in the most 3 recent games. They won for Seattle in the most recent game. Utah, look at they were doing pretty decent, like pretty steady. Then they hit a dip, and then they kind of fell off after that. They started to go back up. They went back down, and then they finally started pulling together some wins, and they're all here. Then they lost the most recent game, and you can see they're just about stuck going way down. St. Louis Blues, they were doing okay. They were doing pretty decent. They hit a pit. They hired Jim Montgomery. After they went down here, they won, down to the pit again. Up, right about here. Pretty steady. They lost 1, they won 1, they lost, they won, and then they started losing, and then they won the most recent game. So they're starting to it depends what Blues team you're going to get. Yeah, see the Predators started absolutely horrendously. Went up like a few games, a little bit, and they went back down to the pit. And then they started pretty okay, you're doing okay. Then you went way back to the pit again. And then you won a game. Then you lost a game again. Then you won a game. You won a game again. Just you lost that game. And then you went up 2 games. Chicago here, they started off really good. I know they beat Edmonton. They went 2-0. They beat San Jose 5th game. Then they went down like classic Blackhawks. Sadly, it's Blackhawks fan. They won. They went down 2 games. They went up again. They went down 3 games. They would do it okay for 2 games. They won. They went down for 5 games. Went up 1 game. Went down 2 games. Went up 3 games. Went down 2 games. Pacific Division, and then we're ending it. Vegas, they've been pretty steady. They started off pretty decent. They went down. They went up again. They went down for 1 game, and then they went up, down, up, way up here, down a little bit. They lost a game, and then they went up to like 4-game win streak. They went down for 1 game, and they're on a 4-game win streak right now. Be good to see the Blues make the playoffs. I would not want to see that because I'm a Blackhawks fan, but it's not going to happen. But it could. Honestly, it could. Very unlikely. I think the 8 teams out of the West are kind of locked, but never know. The Oilers, see, they started off really, really bad, and they went up, and they're way up here. The Kings started off good, kind of went down a little bit, then they started to go back up, went down, up. Vancouver, they started off bad, they went up, they got Demko back, they went up, down, up. Vancouver needs to be more consistent. Flames, they started off really good. Look at the Flames right here. What game was this? 6th game, they went way up there, then they fell down to the bottomless pit. They won a game, then they lost a game really bad. They went up, way back up again, down, back to the pit, up. Won 2 games there. They went back down to the pit. They won. They came back down to the pit. They won 3 games, and they started to go back up again. Let me see. Look at Seattle. They started decent. They went down, way down. Went way up again, like a 4-game win streak. Lost 1. Lost like 3 games. Won 2 games. Lost a game. Won a game. And then they're on like a 5-game win streak right now. Anaheim, they started off great, actually. And then they started going downhill. They went back up, and then they went back down, and then they went up, and then down, up, down right now. Sharks started terribly. They went up for a bit there. Down, up, down, up, middle, like, nah, kind of went there. Down, up, down, up, down, up. They went up, they won. They went back down for 3 games. They went up, then they lost down for like 5 games. But yeah, that's going to do it for today's podcast episode. I hope you enjoyed this podcast episode. It's a long one, like an hour, 58 minutes to be exact as right now. I hope you enjoyed Christmas. For the rest of your holidays, have a great night. If you're watching this live, watch this after live at night. Have a great morning, evening, afternoon, whatever time you're watching this. Like this video if you haven't already. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. It'll help me out a lot. It's free. Click the subscribe button if you haven't already. Same thing with the like button. To the post notification channel if you haven't already. I hope you enjoyed today's episode 29 of season 7. Tomorrow, wait, let me confirm this episode 29. I think it is. Pretty positive. Okay, yeah. I hope you enjoyed episode 29 of season 7. Tomorrow is the season finale of season 7. And then it is season 8 premiere, Friday, December